tonight. Last week, the Policy Committee met to discuss Policy 5516 and regulations. We follow the guidelines of Strauss-Esme when we are reviewing policies. To everybody out in the public, pay attention to the district website for important information of upcoming events like orientations. And July 4th recognizes International Self-Care Day, so be sure to take time for yourself tomorrow. And I leave you with some words from Tyra Banks. Self-love has very little to do with how you feel about your outer self. It's about accepting all of yourself. So thanks for coming out. And Mr. Jones, it's your turn.
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Good evening.
Nice to see everybody here for the summer meeting. Hope your summer is going well. I do want to highlight that we have one retirement on our agenda this evening. Very beloved paraprofessional from Regional Day, Donna McPartland, is going to be retiring. She had 26 years in the district, and that is certainly noteworthy, so I'd like to extend a sincere congratulations to her and wish her the best. I also want to highlight that on this agenda and on our website, you'll see that there's a link to the 2025 Spring New Jersey Graduation Proficiency Summary Results. Thank you so much to Mrs. Raimondo for not only providing with her team that extremely comprehensive presentation, but she also does a wonderful job with her recording. So if you'd like to get a sense of where our students are in terms of graduation readiness, you should take a look at that. Did you?
I did.
Okay, so what you probably noticed was there was 264 students who took the NJGPA in spring. Overall, 62% of our students were graduation ready. That is close to the state average, which is 69%, and I think that's something that is noteworthy as well. We always want to strive for more, but we're feeling like that's a pretty good position because that is one of our pathways, and we feel overall that was pretty good in terms of where we were at the year before. So we're moving in the right direction, and thank you, Mrs. Raimondo, for that wonderful and comprehensive presentation.
I noticed that the math scores were much lower than the reading scores. So my question would be, what's your plan to remediate that?
Would you like to answer that, Mrs. Raimondo, or would you like the high school team to answer with you?
Yeah, well, we can tag team it a little bit. So you're right, the math scores are much lower. The state math scores are also much lower, where their average, we're in the 40-somethings and they're in the 50-somethings versus ELA, I think we're at like 79 and they're at like 82 or something, much closer and much higher on both levels. So I think across the state, that math assessment is just a challenge in general. However, we do still have to improve upon that, and that's always been our goal. And that's why
Thank you so much for responding to that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, team. Craig, do you have a report?
Oh,
Please, never mind, sorry.
No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
Mr. Joseph's not done, sorry.
I just wanted to say we have lots of programs being conducted and run over the summer. ESY, the extended school year, is being mostly housed at MTES with grades pre-K through 12th grade. We also have some programs at the middle school. Whiting is also running our autism program. And we have quite a lot of programs at the high school. Mr. Adams and his team has summer school going on. They also have an ESY and AIM program. And their summer school includes ELA, history, health and physical education, and math. I also want to just give a little shout out. The official opening of the athletic season will be August 11th for football and August 18th for all the other sports. Band camp will be running from August 11th through August 22nd. And it's just great to have our students back in our classrooms and out on the fields. I am going to ask Ms. Weinstein to speak a little bit because, recently I did attend the All Shore Gridiron Classic that was hosted in Barnegat. Very hot day, but you can't complain when those students are out there with tons of equipment on and they are excited and they are doing their best. But even more importantly than the way they are excited about being out on the field, they are excited about doing things in the community. And we started with hosting our first Tech 101. So would you be able to share a little bit?
So I live at Leisure Village West, and we have had the football team come in. I think this was their third trip, actually,
That's right.
to help our seniors with their technology. And the seniors are pretty dense, to be honest. And they really aren't so hot with this stuff.
Not all.
And the kids are amazing.
No.
I had two situations where I couldn't figure it out. And the guys initially couldn't, but they researched it and figured it out. And the patience that they show with our seniors and with people in general, really, is simply something to behold. And it makes me proud to be on the Board of Ed and to represent their school and to see them come in and do that. I was not aware, but it turns out that a resident was leaving the swimming pool and she fell. And the kids were waiting, I think, for transportation. And they just jumped right in and aided this lady, and she sent a marvelous thank you. Honestly, I saw in the email from this lady, the only thing I saw was an incident report. And I was like, what is she complaining about? and then Mary responded and told me the story. But they really, you should be very proud. I think we have between 30 and 40 of these football players. And Mr. Farrell and Dina was with them. And they really are spectacular.
Now that Diane's officially done, Craig, do you have a report?
All right, just two quick things on the agenda and then some low legislation. So we have a resolution on the agenda to dispose of our woodshop equipment at Regional Day School. As you know, we are no longer running that program there. We could not find somebody certified to do it. So we're going to be disposing of that equipment. Once the board approves that, then we will list it likely on Gov Deals or package it up to put it out to bid to sell it. There's some pretty old stuff down there, some new stuff, so we'll get photos, we'll get a little description, and we'll put that up and see what we can sell. The other resolution is the local finance board is adjusting the bid thresholds and the quote thresholds for school districts. Currently, our bid threshold is $44,000, and our quote threshold is $6,600. That is moving up to $53,000 and $79.50. So that is on the agenda tonight for approval. And then these two items again. The first one, so our federal funding, we haven't received all of our federal funding yet. We typically receive our ESSA, which is formerly No Child Left Behind, in our special education funding August-ish. We did receive our special ed funding, which was surprising, and it actually was only slightly less than what we got last year, which, based on what we budgeted, puts us in a decent position because we were anticipating a 20% decrease. And we got about the same level of funding, so that will assist us with our out-of-district placements. We still have not received our ESSA funding, which is Title I, Title II, Title III, and Title IV, and Title III immigrant. What we found out today, Tracy was at a meeting today, we could be receiving our Title I funding as early as next month, but we may not receive the rest of our funding until we're a couple months into the school year, which is going to present some challenges for us because the other funding, Title II, Title IV, that is predominantly earmarked for PD. So it's potentially going to delay, PD for our staff. We may have to do some things out of the local budget temporarily and hope that we do get the funding. We've heard some other things which, I don't know if this is going to happen yet, but presently, like our Title III funding is for our ESL learners, our MLL learners. Our Title III immigrant money is exactly what it's for. There is some scuttle out there that we may have to certify whether or not the kids that are getting these services are legal residents of the U.S. I don't know if that's going to happen yet, but I'm not even sure how we would do that at this point. I'm hoping that they relax that a little bit. So, as the funding comes in, we'll let you know, but the IDEA funding is on the agenda tonight for approval. And then the last thing, I believe the committee is meeting again tomorrow. So we received some preliminary information on the state health benefit increases potentially coming in January. They're terrible. They're terrible. We're hearing medical rates could increase as much as 30%. And we're hearing that prescription rates can increase as much as 59%.
Oh my goodness.
I heard a little trouble. Look, I think what's happening here, and basically talking to our broker, now we're going to obviously shop our plan out because these renewals are crazy. They're ridiculous actually. But so we're going to shop our plan, but the theory is that the rates are going to be like they were last year, where the legacy plans, which are your direct 15s and your direct 10 plans, are going to have a significantly higher renewal than the educator plans, which is what they did last year. There was a 25% gap in renewal last year between those two plans. The idea being that it's going to force people to the educator plans because, as I've said before, the legacy plans, the employee contribution is based on the premium. So as that premium increases, the contribution increases. In the educator plans, the employee's contribution is based on salary. So the premium can go up and up and up and up. The contribution typically does not change unless the salary changes. So I think part of this is to push people more, the rest of the people into the educator plans. I have heard they may eliminate the legacy plans. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. That's a discussion, but I just want everybody to be aware of that this could have an impact, depending on what the rates actually wind up being. We won't necessarily know specifically what the renewal is going to be for legacy and EHP until the fall, but we'll have a general idea of what the aggregate's going to be, and we can start preparing for that. So, we'll see what happens, but that ruined my summer. But that's it.
It's awful news. It's going to ruin a lot of people's summer. At this time, is there any residents that would like to come forward to ask questions about agenda items only? Are there any board member reports?
Done.
You're done? Anybody else have a report? Is there old business or correspondence?
We do have one correspondence. It's from a student that received one of our scholarships. He needs some penmanship. Practice. I think his name's Aiden. I cannot read his last name, but it was just a thank you for the scholarship that he got this past year. Got to work on penmanship.
Okay.
Servant,
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Atkinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler,
Yes.
Mrs. Knapp.
Yes. B through F, can I get a motion, please?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant,
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler,
Yes.
Mrs. Knapp.
Yes. Section 2, administrative, numbers 1 to 34. Can I get a motion, please?
Hold on, we gotta go 1 through 6 for a second.
Do we?
Administrator 1 through 6, and then we'll go to person.
Motion.
Second. Okay. Discussion?
Mrs. Servant,
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler,
Yes.
and Mrs.
Yes. Sorry about that. Personnel, 1 through 34. Now I got my numbers right. Can I get a motion? Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Congratulations to our retiree, Ms. McPartland, and welcome aboard to all the new people that we're going to be employing. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant,
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler,
Yes.
Mrs. Knapp.
Yes. Special services, 1 and 2. Can I get a motion, please? Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant,
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler,
Yes.
Mrs. Knapp.
Yes. Section 3, finance, numbers 1 through 5. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? I just want to thank you again, Craig, for all your explanations and all you do to keep us running and
I
fiscally
want to keep you
responsible.
guys informed as best as I can, and hope that these numbers are going to be better.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant,
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler,
Yes.
Mrs. Knapp.
Yes, at this time, we'd like to invite anybody to the